Hello everyone to another episode on the Wiarcraft server. This is episode 3 and today I was actually planning on continuing working high up in the sky, but I got distracted down here on the ground. So let me show you what I've been doing. While I'm farming some wood, I decided to get a little bit creative with the spawner we have here. So I already covered everything with glass, so it doesn't look so bad, I guess. And I started building the chamber around the spawner. The thing is, we have now a tunnel that goes around into different parts. This is where the water for the water farm is, and here we have the exit. The funny thing is that if you go here a little bit lower, we have not one but double spawner. I already started marking some sizes for this spawner where the chambers will be, and the funny thing is here. So it looks like this is the spawner above. It makes sense since yep, that's the spawner above us. Makes sense because of the locations of the caves and everything, but that's pretty neat. I hope I can find a spot. Yeah, most definitely can find a spot for the triple spawner right here. So let me continue building the chambers and I'll get back to you. Progress update. So these are the two lovely spawners, one skeleton, one zombie, and another skeleton one. Beneath our tree farm, somewhere here is the tree farm as well. What I did find though, following some caves around, so let me follow this cave. This cave we go around a little bit lower into some other caves. So I've started lighting up the cave so our spawners would work better, and voila! What we found is another skeletal for spawner. Now the thing here is that this, following the cords, is directly, almost directly below our double spawner. So I hope that this seems rather close, that we stay here, now we stay, the spawner works, now it doesn't. I hope to find a spot where I can make all four of them work. If I dig somewhere around here and find a platform, give me some time, I'll come back with the results. Good news everyone! The spawner here is working and the other one here as well is working. So this is all nice and good. We have certain spot here which I have to mark at some point, and of course these are in the between, they still work. So this one, even if I'm here, it's still working. Obviously this is closer, so we can make the killing platform somewhere around here, well, the killing chamber. And all these spawners gonna be collecting our enemies, hostile mobs, into one chamber. Or, well, I don't know, it's 3 skeleton ones and 1 zombie. Don't know if I should make let's say separate one or just make a big one for this. Probably gonna make up one for all, but now that we found that everything connects, I have a huge project on top of me. I need to clean a lot of blocks, and I have to make a chamber, have to pretty everything, and lots of bits and pieces. So I'll get back to you in a while. Some progress has been made. Well, a lot of stone brick has been made, simply because there has been a lot of stone to mine, and stone brick looks okay for this kind of dungeons. So you can still See, everything is still lit. We're gonna have the top one dropping everything here. I think there's exactly 8 blocks, so water would be perfect. Then we're gonna bring them all into this trench, and the trench is gonna be collecting from both directions into this actually centerpiece. 8 blocks here, 8 blocks there, everything is just perfect. And then we're gonna send it underneath, of course, into that direction, pop an elevator and drop them here. And the killing station will be around here indeed. So I marked this place with stone slabs. These are the places where both of those spawners are working, so we can shift a little bit back and forth here, and both spawners will continue working. And before you ask what are those holes, no, those aren't viewing windows, although I am considering a couple of viewing sections with glass. Those will be the places for our redstone lamps, because I am actually planning on making this into on-off switch, so I should be able to power it off, as in light everything up, so the spawners won't be spawning constantly and cramming up the server. And well, yeah, I am still working around this outside, so maybe these spawners will be active. Even if these spawners won't be active, the room is gonna be completely dark, and if I'm running around, this is gonna be collecting lots of mobs. So the idea here is to make an on-off switch. I'll still have to go into quite a bit of trial and error, figuring out what's the best configuration for lights. I do realize that these torches give up, what was it, 12 or 13, and the stone lamps, they actually give 15. But we do have a lot of light on the spawner itself. Maybe I should put a redstone lamp on top there and fill this with glass. Yeah, probably the best solution for the light around the spawner. Right, I'll continue doing stuff that I have described, and I'll get back to you in a minute or two. Well, instant. For me it's gonna be more than a minute. So I have good news and I have bad news. The bad news are that I kind of forgot to make a log of my progress, so I've done a lot of progress. And the good news are that I actually completed everything. So this is the last lamp I have to turn off, and voila, we have a bunch of spawns. Hopefully, as you can see, they are constantly spawning if I stand here, as well as the spawner above us. So everything is constantly producing some mobs, and this fills rather quickly. Before you start shouting Tango Tango, yes, this is what Tango designed before, and I actually made the same thing on the behind, so I extend the blocks so I can gather less. But everything, I mean, these pistons, the redstone lamps are still in manual operation with levers, because I actually just finished everything, including all the water, all the tunnels, and as you can see, this fills very quickly. So let's give it a minute and I'll show you how much it can fill. There are so many hostile mobs in here that their sounds are being cut and overlapped. If you can hear it, yeah, you can hear it. So you also can see on top I have the entity counter, and it tells me that I'm looking at 137, but actually the other number keeps growing, 270, entities around me, and the spawners still continue to pop. There we go, still continue producing all of this. So the amount of XP this thing is able to produce, you see, you hear even the sounds are being cut off because they are being overwritten. The amount of XP and amount of loot we are able to get in a very short amount of time. So you can see, the thing is, all of this is already flowing on the top, meaning that this, I actually added just one chest, and I'm pretty sure it already filled up to the brim. So all of these are double two. Oh, hello there. Where did you come from? Interesting. So this guy came from somewhere. And I think I saw at one point some ink sacs. Is that because some squids are able to spawn in the water below? Most probably. So anyway, this is the... Yeah, you can see we are getting filled up with items. A lot of bows, a lot of bone meal, armor, and other stuff. The zombies here are able to pick up items. Yeah, the thing is now that in order to shut it down, I actually have to go and manually click all the levers. I need to make this an automatic one, but I kind of forgot what our main idea for this episode was. I wanted to plan some floors in our base on top of the ground, and I got carried away while getting the wood for it. So from one point I do realize I am now happy that I have this farm, but on the other hand, it's been like a lot of time since the last time I gathered some wood on top. So I'm gonna go back and first I'm gonna turn off all of this farm. I'm gonna turn it off, and then I'm gonna go back and plant some floors. Basically what I need to do is gather some materials. I'm probably gonna use wood for one layer, and I wanna use sandstone slabs for the villager hall. I want the, let's say, the floor be kinda open color and not just dark, like with a simple or something, or other people are doing some evil layers of domination, whatever. No, I want to make it so it be kind of bright, so it's not depressing. We do gonna exploit the villager traits, yes, but I wanna give them, mainly I wanna give myself the opportunity into entering a bright colored oh, forgot one, bright colored room hall for trading. So let me get back to gathering the resources, and I'm gonna go and start planning the floors after that. And here I changed my mind again. I'm gonna continue working on this Quattro spawner. The next thing this Quattro spawner needs is automatic light switches, and not each and every one individually. So that will require a lot of redstone dust, some repeaters, and hopefully I will be able to place something like a switch here. There is some things that I like to do is actually place distinguishing blocks under my redstone, So this is gonna be lines for the redstone dust, and whenever if I mine something around, I'll know for sure that these are the redstone mechanisms and not just random blocks. It helps in the long run. I place everything next to the lamps that we're gonna be having here. Let's see our first steps. So if I turn this on, off, okay, this row turns off, everything starts spawning. I turn it back on. Alright, now we have to connect the other layers of this. And the lighting is all done. Apart from this one, I have no clue how to do it, and apparently it doesn't even matter, so I can basically remove it and place a glass of block here, because nothing is spawning here even with this switched off. So I've linked everything. I had to make some modifications. I lowered it for the reasons of, because I had to go below. If you remember, we have a skeleton spawner below. This is the under everything. So here's the torch that's on the other side of the lever, and placed something like these stairs. So this is the lamp on top of it, and this is the rest of the redstone going inside here. So all of this redstone goes around with repeaters all linked into all lamps. Of course, everything is on slabs, so I know that those blocks are required. And if we go back up, I can show you that everything is working perfectly. Where are we? Oh, we overstepped a bit, I think. Yeah, here we are. If I turn this lever off, everything turns off. Those are aftermath of particles effect. Even the spawner, even the light up there turns off, and everything starts spawning and floating in here. And all of this is already full, and here is full. So much loot. The next obvious step is, of course, adding a ton of storage to this Quatro spawner farm. Yeah, so I'm planning to having 6 chests high here by 3. So these are the normal chests. I'm gonna be adding some trap chests in the middle. I'm going to be having 1, 2, 3, and 4 columns of 18 chests. Now what we're going to be filling them with is, this is going to be the bonemeal, this is going to be the arrows, here well, rotten flesh, to be honest, and here is everything else. And by everything else I mean all of this. And I think especially these ones, they gonna need kinda like a flash system, so like we can empty all of those chests. And I'm actually thinking of making this not a normal column, but something rather that it's gonna be 18 chests, hopefully, but the items from the top chest can still flow to the bottom chest. I need to figure things out, and I'll get back to you once I do. And here we have it. Something is ticking, something is flicking. So for now, everything is being emptied from this chest and going into the storage. Now what we should be able to see is this filled in, and this not so much. Now the thing is, I tried arranging this like this so everything can get sorted down, but the thing is I kinda want to fill this thing in, and after I fill the decor in here, I don't think I won't be able to access those. I will be able to access the hopper. So I think this block still needs some revamping, but these blocks are fine because this is gonna be only bone meal. This is gonna be only bones, only arrows, only flesh, and this is for everything else. But for now this thing is working, including the ticking elevator, which ideally should have stopped because it doesn't have any items. I wonder. It's always the small things. I forgot torch here. Now when it's empty, it's actually will stop being so noisy. Nice, we fixed that. The whole decorations are now in, so I felt like adding a little bit of wooden beams here and there, but it looks more or less complete. I especially like how these chests are lining up. Of course there's a lot of space behind the chest, but that's barely visible, but I did have to light up everything. Right, so the spawner is now fully operational. We can turn it on and off. All the items are being sorted. We can AFK here for days, and if you can see from my experience bar, I'm getting a lot of XP out of this. Thing is that in comparison to, let's say, bone meal and arrows and rotten flesh, the other chests are getting filled up much faster than what we need. So ideally this is gonna be filling up pretty fast. I'll need to set up an item trash system like we did with the fish farm upstairs, so the line that goes on top of all these chests won't get cluttered. Welcome to the backstage of our sorter. So these are the rotten flesh chests, which are practically empty apart from the first one, which is almost full. This is the sorter, and this is the item trash, I guess. As you can see, these hoppers, they don't have any sorting. Actually, let me get on top here to show you exactly what's going on. So this is the sorter for items. As you can see, it has doors and rotten flesh. This is empty. This one has rotten flesh and doors. Rotten flesh and doors. Only rotten flesh goes in. Of course, we have absolutely the same thing on the other side, where the arrows are and where the bones are. But here I kinda wanted to make a sorter, but then I realized that everything else just goes here, doesn't even need to be sorted. So then we have the main hopper line going across like that, and if the items cannot go below, so it means that all the 18 chests are full, then the items gonna start flowing inside here, and if the item gets into the dropper here, it's get dispensed, dropped onto the cactus and destroyed immediately. So the space here is kinda small. If I can try and show you, so this is our dispenser, the redstone and everything, and actually this here is the water, the block, and the water is where everything comes in. So this column right here is a 3x3 block, and this is actually the mop elevator that come out here and go through here and go around and drop inside this block here, and everything else you pretty much know. I haven't linked this because I don't know, I'm not gonna be using them very frequently. And yeah, hello. And here I added an automatic smelter. So what this does, smelting a lot of gold armor. We're gonna get ourselves a lot of gold ingots, which we're gonna translate into gold bars, and we're gonna make ourselves a lot of gold out of it. I made some alterations here. Well, I also replaced all the wooden doors into iron doors because we play on a hard difficulty, meaning that zombies are able to break the doors, and sometimes zombies do spawn somewhere in there and come over here, and if I AFK I don't want to die suddenly. So this is the shortest description I can come up with. So it's a 3 skeleton spawn, 1 zombie spawner, and here, just a small note, be humble. And here I actually linked the portal so that people can come here and get their XP, get their bows. Well, bows, yes, if they want bows, plenty of those. Arrows, plenty of those. Bonemeal, well, bones. Well, I guess people will kinda need a lot of this in comparison to everything else. That's why the note is here. Think of others. Actually, if you want some bone, kinda like farm it, to be honest, but either way. And this actually already goes into the nether hub, so everything is linked. So yeah. And on this lovely moment, I think I'm gonna end today's episode. I really enjoyed working on these Quatro spawners. You can see it's very productive and our XP is getting through the roof. We also added a lot of these storage chests, and this will help us getting some needed resources for the future. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button. If you really wanna see more, subscribe, and until next time, bye bye.